press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, in the previous videos we have discussed on units and measurements, particularly the dimensions and applications of dimensions also we taken. But from here few videos are most importantly towards entrance rather than for board exam, that related to particularly the errors in measurement, significant figures, order of magnitude and approximation. So the word, when you hear as error, the word error meaning in physics is deviation of the measured value from its true value. Deviation means plus or minus. Suppose if it is measuring 10 kg, then that is a true value of a mass, 10 kg. Suppose if you are getting 10.1 kg or 9.9 kg, that is a deviation of 0.1 kg taking place from the standard value. This deviation from the standard or true value of a measured quantity comparing to its standard value, we defined as error. Why commits and how we are minimizing is the first step, and what the questions coming from this topic in entrance. So however, you know, the physics is the science of measurements, and also you learnt about what is meaning of measurement is comparing or finding how many times the given physical quantity is with the standard value, or if you have a standard value of measurement, how many times that standard value or magnitude is present in the measurable physical quantity. The process involved for that is called as a measurement. And the standard chosen for the measurement is in the form of some scale that we call it as a instrument. So for measuring length, we use the meter scale, or we are using vernier calipers. For higher resolution, we may go for the screw gauge. Like measuring mass, we are using physical balance, rough balances. For measuring time, you use the clock. They are the measuring instruments. Each measuring instruments can measure a minimum magnitude. Every instrument has a minimum magnitude below which it cannot measure at all. That minimum magnitude that instrument measures, we call it as a least count, LC. LC means here least count is the minimum magnitude measurable by a measuring instrument. That is called as a least count of that instrument. So however, understanding this causing of errors, let us look into. Before going to that, I tell you one word. How accurate we may be, how best instrument we may be used, accurate instrument may be used, and we are expert in theory and even the experimental procedure, and we may be most unbiased. Even then, the error will commit, deviations will come from the true value. So that is how it arises and how we minimize is the major thrust of the today's class. So let us, for example, take here, I taken a pencil of certain length. So the pencil measurement, one end we keep at the 0, it is a meter scale, and its minimum measurable value, you know that it is equal to least count of the instrument is 1 millimeter. We cannot measure below that 1 millimeter. This is the minimum magnitude where we have certainty or reliability. If it comes below 1 millimeter, no reliability about the value given. So, or I can write in terms of centimeter as 0.1 centimeter. This 0.1 centimeter is the minimum that can be measured here accurately. Now, what is the length of this pencil? If we measure the length of the pencil in this instrument using the meter scale, one end we kept at 0, other end is crossing this 1.1. That means I can write here x1 is equal to 1.1 centimeter. And there is a small extension here also we are saying. We are not sure about how much exactly that is. This magnitude, if I enlarged and shown that one, so this is the 2 marks. In between the pencil end is. Now, where exactly this is in between, this is 1.1 and next is 1.2. In between it is 1 millimeter. But exactly what this value is not known to us. We can measure up to 1.1. So there will be causing some error. So for example, take the length of this is 1.1542 centimeter. Let it be the exact. So what we are asking about the true value. Imagine it is a true value. Now this instrument meter scale can measure up to this 1.1 centimeter. If I allow some group of students to measure that length using this scale, different student will give different answers. One may say 1.1 centimeter and other may say 1.12 centimeter and someone may 1.3, so on 1.15 centimeter, or someone may come up to 1.19 centimeter. And by fluke one may say that 1.2 centimeter also. What is you are seeing is first digit is right, everything. But here the deviation is 0.01 centimeter. Here it is 0.02. Here it is 0.03. Here it is 0.05 up to 0.09. The deviation occurs. But about these numbers, we have no surety. These are all uncertain numbers. Certainty lies here only. That means I can say here from this instrument I can go up to x is equal to 1.1 centimeter. All other digits or numbers are uncertain. Only I can certain is 1.1. Suppose this is one instrument I used. Suppose I want to improve my readings. I have to go with a higher resolution instrument. Let it be the vernier calipers. In case of vernier calipers, the least count is 1 millimeter by 10, which goes to 0.01 centimeter. Further, this 1 millimeter is divided into 10 equal divisions. There is a separate scale called as a vernier scale. Combining that, we can get a reading which can measure accurately up to 2 digits after the decimal point. That means now I can get up to here surety. Reliable number, certainty number. Certainty lies up to this, not below again. Suppose you take another instrument called screw gauge. Screw gauge, the least count come to 1 millimeter by 100. There is a drum circular scale having 100 divisions, which again least count is reduced. That here I can come up to 1.4 centimeter. Up to this, what happened is here, as I am taking the instrument of lower and lower magnitude or least count, lower and lower magnitude, then the error coming goes on decreases. Because here 1.154 we are not sure. Again we come to 5 in the vernier calipers, 1.15 I am sure. Again I am coming to screw gauge, 1.154. If you are using higher resolution, or it is a least count as decreases, least count decreases, limit or resolution, which we call precision, increases and maximum possible error decreases. Error decreases, maximum possible error decreases. This is nothing but maximum possible error decreases. Maximum possible error decreases, but resolution and precision increases. This increases along with the least count. So precision means what? before going to that. Precision is nothing but the resolution or the limit under which the physical quantity is measured. That directly in simple words can say is a least count of the instrument. Higher the precision, lower is the least count. So screw gauge is higher precision. Least count is very less, 0.001 compared to vernier calipers. The reading from this is of lower resolution than screw gauge, that lower precision than screw gauge. Precision just refers to the resolution, the minimum value up to which we can have the surety or uncertainty about the measurement we did. The precision word carries here, I hope you are followed. It is directly simple words you can remember, it is the least count of the instrument. Lesser and lesser the least count value, least is the least count value, precision is highest. And coming to the other is least count, you understood already. See here, this is the minimum magnitude. In the meter scale, minimum magnitude is 1 millimeter. In the vernier calipers, you can go up to, we cannot measure below that value. Minimum magnitude of a scale, we call least count of that scale. We cannot measure below that value. Any number is representing in the answer or the result, they are uncertain. Up to which you can have certainty numbers, we call it as a measurable quantity, and least count is the minimum magnitude. I hope you are understood what is the meaning of least count and meaning of precision. Precision is nothing but resolution or limit of the measuring instrument or under which a measurement is done. That directly linked with the least count. Lesser the least count, precision is higher. That is what you are understanding now here. Most possible error goes on decreases as resolution increases or precision increases, with simple words. So if you want accuracy, accuracy word is how close the measured value to the true value. How close? For example, if I am measuring the length of a pencil as 1.15 centimeter or 1.18 centimeter, another maybe 1.12 centimeter or 1.11 centimeter. Out of 4 readings, if you compared with the same, the very close answer is coming to be 1.15. This is called as a more accurate compared to these 3. The deviation is minimum. In a measurement, if the deviation is minimum, then we say the value is most accurate, whether it is plus or minus. So it may be 1.15 plus here taken. For example, I told you 10 kg. Another weight may be 10.1 kg or it may be 9.9 kg. Here also the deviation same, it is 0.1. Maybe plus or minus, error is always be plus. We are not considering negative, therefore I told you deviation. Difference in the measured value and true value. And this error is minimum, then we say value is most accurate. That is what I told you. Accuracy means it is the closest value to the true value. Then the question comes in the mind, which one may be the true value? True value. Because I told you, in physics, exact measurement of physical quantity is not at all possible because of so many errors we are committing or also that come across in the measurements. Then which value may be the true value? True value can be had by taking number of trials of a physical quantity with an instrument. Single instrument, take many trials, and average of those trials is considered as the best one. That is considered as a true value. There is no true value as such, but we created that by mathematical simplification, arithmetic mean of a set of values of a same physical quantity measured with an instrument. So how that is, let us see before that one. I conclude this. Please remember here, vernier calipers and screw gauge, if time permits, I will take in some other classes for you because you are studying in the practical classes. They are having least count different. All are measuring instrument length. I take an example. I am clearing the three. What is least count? First remember here. It is the minimum magnitude that can measured by an instrument. That is the least count of that instrument. The second, accuracy means minimum deviation from the standard value, true value. How close the measured value to the true value is called accuracy. If the deviation is minimum, we say that value is more accurate. We are very close to the true value. Precision means least count is minimum. If the least count is minimum, then we say the instrument is having higher precision. Precision relied with this minimum magnitude. As minimum magnitude goes on decreases, precision increases. So, but one thing you remember here, maybe in a measurement of set of values, I say in some cases accuracy may be higher, precision may be less, or in some cases precision may be less, accuracy may be higher, or accuracy may be less, precision may be higher. Don't confuse here. One thing I clear, precision varies with the instrument. See here, for a meter scale, there is no variation of precision. That value is 0.1 centimeter is fixed. But we say the precision, if you given meter scale, vernier calipers and screw gauge, which is having higher precision means, directly you can say it is a screw gauge. And which is having least precision means, you can say the meter scale. It is in between. Highest precision is having lowest least count. I think you are clear. Meaning of precision is resolution or limit under which a measurement can be done, or we say precision is highest if the magnitude measuring is minimum when you are comparing, or otherwise I can say you that you can better understand the precision by keeping different instrument of measuring the same value. Measuring length, you have to select different instruments. Meter scale, vernier caliper, screw gauge, like this. If they have different least count, then we can compare the precision. If all have the same least count, precision is same. I think followed. Precision depends on least count of the instrument. Accuracy depends on in a single measurement with single instrument. Maybe the different, but I am making you clear to avoid the confusion. You have a set of readings. In a set of reading which shows minimum deviation with the true value, we call it as a accuracy of the measurement. Most accurately, answer is minimum deviation. Least count means minimum magnitude measurable by a physical instrument, measurable by an instrument. Least count is minimum magnitude measurable by an instrument. Precision is lower the least count, higher is the precision, or a definition of precision, if you know technically to remember I told, it relied on different measuring instrument of same quantity. Physical quantity must be same. You are using the different instruments having different least count. Lower the least count, we say higher is the precision. And precision real meaning is resolution or the limit under which the measurement of physical quantity is doing. Accuracy is nothing but how close the measured value is. And always there is some error because of some known or unknown causes take place. Now you are not having a true value, but true value we are assessing or we considering of a measurement by taking a set of the same value and taking the average of that. How that is, I will go with the example and then come to the second part. I hope you are followed what is least count, what is accuracy, and what is meaning of precision of measurement. So suppose you are measuring some length. So length of this using some scale you are measuring it. So this may be the value P. length of this is P. To do that, to get the true value of this, true value, standard value of this, measured value. So let us take 60 trials. I allow to take 60 trials to get the best true value, exact value of that length. So let us think out of 30 may be coming same P. 30 trials are showing P only, exactly, maybe not. Then 15 trials may given P plus X. X is extra. Last exam given I am 10 kg, 10.1 kg. Here it may be some value plus X value. And another 15 trials may be given P minus X, may be less. Then what is the true value, mean value of this is considered as a true value of length. True value of length of the object given. P means, so 60 trials, first 30 P plus 15 into P minus X, 15 trials. Therefore, P plus X into 15 plus 15 into P minus X divided by 60. 60 trials. Add all the trials, value divided by the number of trials. Gives you the average or arithmetic mean. So this gives you 30P plus 15P plus 15X plus 15P minus 15X divided by 60. So 15X cancels. This becomes 60P by 60. Then answer you got as P. P mean is equal to P, we got it. So with simple example, I tried to explain you how to get the true value of a physical quantity or what is the length of this duster means. I taken the trial 60 trials and best average I taken as the true value of this duster. Otherwise with single measurement I cannot judge what is its true value. Now it is a standard value of that or true value of the duster is P, length is P. This method is applied to get the true value of a physical quantity. Take a physical quantity, to get a true value, take number of trials, not 60, just I given an example, maybe more than 10 to 15 trials you take, add all the trials, divided by number of trials gives you a average value. That average value, arithmetic mean of all these trials gives you the true value of measured physical quantity. I hope you are understood. Then how we define error? So one thing I told you that exact measurement in physics of a physical quantity is not possible. Why? Because of some inaccuracy, imperfection, uncertainty in the measurement of a physical quantity. This imperfection or uncertainty or inaccuracy comes from various corners that we defined as an error. That error generally we call it as measured value difference with the true value. Only we took the magnitude, therefore I told you difference. Maybe measured value more, true value less, or measured value less, true value more. Error is always, you have to take it as a positive one. So this is a equation or a definition for the error. What is error if asked? It is nothing but difference between the measured value and the true value of a physical quantity. Now what are the sources of error and how we classified them? That is the second one. I am coming to types of error. So they have been classified broadly into two categories. One is called systematic error and other one is called as random error. So what is called systematic error? It repeats in every trial. It arises in every trial. All trials, any number of trials you take by instrument, it repeats in every trial regularly. Regularly appears and same or definite magnitude and sign. Sign means either positive or negative. With a definite sign and definite size regularly repeats in every trial. And if you come to know the cause of error, we can minimize it. The cause of error can be found here. It appears in every trial with the same magnitude, definite size it has, definite size and one direction, either positive or negative. It cannot be positive, negative, one time positive, other time negative, won't happen. So that type of error are called as systematic errors. The errors which randomly appears, that irregular and randomly appears both in size and sign. Both changes, no guarantee how much comes. One time may be positive, one time may be negative. Even that size means magnitude. Magnitude of error is also not constant. Most random it is, most irregular, most irregular, most random, both magnitude and sign. May be positive or negative. It may happen, they have no orderliness in appearance. Then we call such errors are random error. Or in general, in most simplified ways, if I say systematic errors are of known causes. Systematic errors are of known causes. They are of unknown cause. Errors coming from unknown causes are called random errors. Errors of known causes are called systematic errors. This can be systematic error understood once you know the sources of errors. The sources of errors. This may be coming from instrument. That if I write here, the cause is instrumental error. Instrumental error that arises due to, that may be causing, that instrumental error may be faulty calibration, imperfect design and imperfect calibration of the scale, or faulty calibration of the scale, or by continuous use of instrument. Sometimes the sum of the screws may be loosened in the system or the instrument and may not give the proper result or proper readings. In such cases, the error repeats here. That is called instrumental error. Maybe instrument is fault, not accurately designed. There may be imperfection in design, imperfection in the scale, and maybe because of continuous use, there may be some scales are disordered. Then we say that is instrumental error. So in case of instrumental error, that can be minimized by, if you come to know the cause where the error is, whether it is in the instrumental design or it may be in the scale or some disorder which occurred in the scale. If it is possible to correct, we can correct by redesigning it internally possible. Otherwise, we have to replace the instrument. By replacing the instrument and taking the accurate instrument, correct instrument, which designed correctly, which has designed correct scale, designed with correct scale, we can use that instrument. That I hope you are understood. Under systematic error, the first one comes as a instrumental error. That is due to imperfect design or imperfect calibration. So this may be replaced completely by replacing with a new instrument which is perfectly designed and having a perfect scale. That over. The coming to the second is a shortcoming in measuring method. Measuring methods. That means the theory behind that or concept or procedure are not correctly known. That means when we are taking the measurement, we must know the correct theory behind it, how it is designed, how we have to keep an object, and how the exact measurement have to take. In our words, I can say in the simple words that we are having half knowledge. We are not knowing correctly how to take the reading from that instrument. Half knowledge of the experimental procedure or experimental skill that causes this error. Overconfidence, I can take the reading. Oh, it is so simple instrument. Why I have to go through all details of the theory given? I can do this experiment. If you go like that, then your knowledge is half. You are not having experimental skill. Then what can be done? How to minimize this conceptual thoughts or theory behind that or procedural errors? Take assistance or learn from the experts. Get or gain proper experimental skill through which we can minimize this. Shortcoming in the measuring method or experimental procedure can be minimized by gaining information either from the book or from experts that get the experimental skill correctly and first learn correctly the experimental procedure and then apply. So we can minimize this, no doubt. And the third one is coming to the shortcoming in the measuring instrument, lack of accuracy in scale. That is called accuracy in the measurement of a scale. Lack of accuracy can give that one. So how this is procedure? The experimental procedure lacking. Experimental measurement procedure means what you may be thinking. Here I can say procedure is, suppose if you have a broken scale, you may be starting from one and you are taking the readings of that. You are keeping no doubt at here, but scale is broken. That comes under the instrumental error also. And you are not knowing, you are taking this as 0 and here it is 2 comes, means you are saying 2 centimeter. It is becoming wrong. How to correct? You have to make the correction here. Instead of 1, you have to read it as 0, you have to read it as 1. Then it becomes 1 centimeter. The proper correction have to apply procedure. So that is formula. Even including here the formula. Error in the formula. Accuracy of a measurement of a or accuracy, lack of accuracy in the formula. Formula may be wrong, you can correct this. And also I give one reading, even in the vernier calipers, total reading you are taking main scale reading plus coinciding vernier into least count. You will understand. I will try to take 1 or 2 videos to explain the vernier calipers and screw gauge in the later time. Now you come to know correctly. Total reading of the measurement in the vernier scale possible, main scale reading, coinciding vernier and least count. What happens in the procedure? Formula may be right, it is. But procedural here formula application. What is application means here? When I data substituting, measured value when I am substituting, in place of MSR I may substitute as CVD. And in place of CVD I am substituting MSR. Or sometimes, many times we do like MSR, CVD and then we multiply with least count. That is wrong. This is a separate part. First you have to multiply CVD with least count, we get some value, then add to the main scale is the correct procedure. Formula that only the correct. On seeing that formula is right, but when you substitution and simplifying, we do errors. That is what called formula error. Our formula may be correct and we may commit some errors in calculation. This is called as the lack of accuracy of formula. So that also causes. The fourth one is experimenter. What the experimenter do is here, fourth one is experimenter or personal error. This minimized, again third one is minimized by correctly knowing the procedure and knowing the formula, and substitution also you have to know correctly before substitution and then substitute and simplify. This error can also be minimized. Whereas coming to personal error is the negligency of the person or the experimenter who is doing that experiment. Oh, what is this simple? Why have to do this so seriously? Let it be. When you are doing experiment even with the seriousness, once you taken a reading and shown to the lecture, he says that take another one reading. Again you will go take some other readings and come back to the lecture and say this, okay, this is also good, you take another one reading. Your patience will go out of order. Why the lecturer is asking me to take repeatedly 1, 2, 3 like that, and you start doing errors. Negligency starts. So the reason you know already, because one reading cannot give you the correct value. You have to take number of trials and add those and divide by the number of trials to get the best value. That is what we are doing in the physics laboratories. But here the question is, personal error comes, is that personal bias. You have to minimize this personal bias. You have to get interest in this. Your mind should within the experiment only. Your mind should not run outside the laboratory or the experiment. If your mind is working something and doing something here, will cause some errors. That can be minimized by keeping mind within the experiment or minimizing the personal bias. So this can be minimized. So these four what I am explained here are comes under systematic error. We know the cause and sources of errors and they may be suitably minimized. Number one, instrumental error. The instrument designed may have imperfect design or imperfect calibrations that may cause some errors. Knowing that, by changing the instrument, you can minimize that one. The second one is shortcoming in the measuring method. That theory or concept behind that or procedure experimental is not known to us correctly. In that case, with half knowledge, when we do the experiment, we commit some error. That may be minimized by learning the correct procedure through the book or from the experts, and then applying the mind to do the experiment and taking the correct readings. That minimizing. Cause of known causes, because of half knowledge, once you get the correct knowledge, we are able to measure the correct reading. You are able to take the correct readings. And third one is lack of accuracy of the formula. So formula may have error. Suppose here in this example I told, if the given MSR plus CVD into least count, so if seems to be correct formula, but the doubt starts if I not put the bracket here, the doubt starts whether I have to add these two or multiplying it, or first multiply with least count and then add to that. This clears, formula same, but when I put the bracket, clears you. Formula earlier also same, before the bracket and after the opening. Mathematically wrong, but as you look, generally it seems to be same, but have error. Now it is right, first you have to simplify, then add with the main scale. Such simple errors may cause. And also told you what readings you have taken, which one is MSR, which one is CVD must be known. In place CVD you have to substitute CVD, in place of MSR, MSR only, not interchanging them. Such minimum errors that may take place in measurements, that is called as the accuracy or lack of accuracy in the formula, or using that formula to take the total reading. Once you have doubt, you have to get the information or suggestion from the expert and get the clarity. It can be minimized. In spite of all this, if your mind is not within the experiment, without interest, If you are conducting that experiment, no doubt it will cause some error. That is called personal error or coming from the experimenter. This minimizing, only the method is your mind and your physical work is on a single aspect, not your mind is working somewhere and experiment we are doing something here. That is what I use a simple word, that minimize personal bias. So then you unbiased mind, you work. That is the minimization of the personal error. So these four types, the question may come in the board exam also. What is the major two types of error means systematic error and random error. What are the classification of systematic error is four. Systematic errors are errors of known causes. They repeat regularly in every reading with the same size and same sign, one directional, either positive or negative. What are the sub-classification is instrumental error, shortcoming in the measuring method, or it may be the lack of accuracy of the formula, or personal error or experimental error. But when come to random error, it is of unknown cause, not predictable. Unpredictable, some fluctuation conditions in experiments, experimental conditions, fluctuations that coming unpredictable. We are not understanding from where it is coming at. For example, unpredictable. Fluctuations in experimental conditions. Unpredictable experimental conditions happens, irregular. From where comes, how comes, we cannot understand at all. How all these minimized, in spite of all these it appears. That is why we call it as of unknown cause. External agent. Unknown cause. External agent influence on the instrument. Maybe sudden variation in temperature. When you are measuring something in a specific heat experiment, sudden variation in temperature causes and thermometer reading varies. Why this happens, we cannot understand at all. Or even you take, in the second year you are doing some experiment with current, that ammeter readings, voltmeter readings, small currents you are using about 1 ampere, 2 ampere or 1 or 2 volts, maybe using the stabilizers also. There is power, main supply fluctuations may carry to this and some readings may change, which cannot be followed to us correctly. Or fluctuation in the power supply may fluctuate the luminosity of the light in the light experiments, which may cause in the position of the image. So there are unknown causes. We cannot correctly understand at all. They appear. That is why we call how we may be thought of to correct. We can minimize only, we cannot make zero. We cannot make zero. That is why the first statement I given, in physics, exact measurement of a physical quantity is not possible. We will commit one or the other type of errors. Only our duty is to minimize the error. Minimize the error. So that minimization of error possible, how? The maximum possible error where it comes to be. So that is one we are calling that midwin, I call it as a mean absolute error. Mean absolute error, what I tell you further, here mean absolute error. That causing in an experiment is called maximum possible error. And finally we conclude with it is related with the least count of instrument. The minimum, I mean all respect correct, I am not biased, unbiased condition, even errors comes, instrument is perfect, I am knowing correctly the experimental procedure and formula is right, correct substitution is known, even then error commits. That maximum possible error is calculated by mean absolute error. This mean absolute error, now we say it is equal to least count of the instrument, nothing but. That how to estimate the mean absolute error and representation of error. I coming to this. Now you come to know what is types of errors. I conclude before that with few words. that here what is meant by types of errors means there are two types of errors. One is called systematic error, another is random error. Simple words, errors of known causes are systematic error, unknown causes are random error. Systematic error repeats in every reading with the same size, same magnitude and same sense, either positive or negative. Here it is not so. May appear, may not appear. Irregular, random, both in size, magnitude and sign. That's simple classification. Then what are the sub-classification here? By due to instrument causing is called as instrumental error. Due to not perfect in theory, concept or procedure by the experimenter may cause some errors called shortcoming in the measuring method causes. And even lack of accuracy of the formula. Knowledge of formula is not correctly known. Substitution of the data to get the total reading is not known, even though formula may be right. The error committing, we call it as lack of accuracy of the formula. And biased mind, if you are doing experiment causing errors, experimenter do some errors, that is called as a personal error. All these minimizing, I told you that it may be using correct instrument. Use a correct instrument, replace the wrong instrument which is not calibrated properly, you can minimize. Knowing the theory, knowing the formula and substitution correctly by the expert or the lecturers, you can minimize them. Then personal error, you have to keep your mind and working place intact. Take your mind, do not take your mind outside the experiment and do the experiment. Random errors, it cannot be predictable. The fluctuations that is coming in the experimental conditions may be fluctuation in power, current, voltage, temperature, atmospheric pressure, something. These are all unknown causes. Without our knowledge, comes into the experiment and makes our measurements to deviate, called as the random errors. But random errors, how to minimize? Taking this set of readings. That is where I am coming. However, minimization of these you come to know. How to minimize this is taking a set of readings and averaging out. We get the true value and again absolute error and mean absolute error. How to measure that? I coming to that part. But remember here, this is a third type. The minimization of this under absolute error, which is a maximum possible error committing by any instrument, is minimum. How accurate you are knowing, how accurate and expert may be, there is a committing error may be equal to the least count of the instrument. With this I am coming to how to measure, how to represent a measurement in the physics and how to measure mean absolute error. I hope you have understood these two. Least count, accuracy, precision and types of error as systematic and random and sub-classifications. Now I am coming to the third one. So the representation of error. So for example, refractive index of glass, mu, if written as 1.5 is the value measurable. Maximum error that may be committing is plus or minus 0.04, or it is also writing as 1.5 plus or minus 3%. This plus or minus 4 what we written is called mean absolute error, or this plus or minus 3% is mean percentage error. It is representation of any measurement. What is the value is 1.5, but it may absolute error form we are writing as plus or minus 0.04. Percentage form 1.5 plus or minus 3% error is committed in measuring that. So how this mean absolute error has to be estimated? For this I take a general example. Let I am measuring the quantity as A1, A2, A3, so on, AN. N trials I taken. For maybe A means it is a length. No problem at all. You are measuring the length using some instrument. Maybe meter scale or vernier scale or screw gauge, anything. So I have taken some set of readings. Set of readings, so what I have, how to get the A mean value of reading, arithmetic mean of this, which we called it as a true value. So what we do, A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus so on plus AN, added all trials divided by N gives you nothing but is called true value. True value of the measurement. In short, in mathematics, we write summation of AI, I running to 1 to N divided by N. So we got true value. We have the trials. Then what is the absolute error caused in first measurement? Not mean, absolute error in first trial. So again I am taking modulus, means I am taking only positive value. So this measured value is A1. You come to know earlier, measured value minus true value is the error, absolute error. A1 minus A mean. This I can write as delta A1. Similarly, I can write A2 minus A mean as a delta A2. So on, I can go up to AN minus A mean equal to delta AN. All trials with the true value, measured value minus true value. Error in the first trial, second trial, third trial are the absolute error committed in those trials. Mean absolute error comes now. What is the mean absolute error? Delta A mean, I am writing. Delta A mean. What it is? Nothing but delta A1 plus delta A2 plus delta A3 plus 1 plus delta AN upon N trials. Therefore, I can write here delta A mean is nothing but mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. This is summation delta A by N. I hope you are understood. You are taken some trials in measuring length. Average those all trials, you will get true value. That is arithmetic mean of the trials. The best possible value of the measured. Difference find out. Measured value minus arithmetic mean. You will get the errors committed in each trial. Sum of all trials error divided by N gives you mean error. Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error itself, I told you, it is equivalent to least count of the instrument. Previously I told, before rubbing this board, I showed you that mean absolute error equal to least count of the instrument. What you written here is the same. What you written here is the same. 0.04 is that value. The second, relative error. Or it is also called as a fractional error. It is also called as a fractional error. So this is equal to arithmetic mean of mean absolute error by mean value. Mean absolute error by mean value. That what we say error delta A mean divided by A mean. I can write also least count of the instrument by A mean gives you that relative error or fractional error. Percentage error. Percentage error. This is equal to delta A mean divided by A mean percentage into 100. If you multiply it by 100, that become percentage in terms of hundreds. Per 100 how much? So this is how this represented. 0.04 may be the absolute mean absolute error. Percentage error required, mean absolute error by mean value multiplied by 100 gives you the percentage. These are the two standard method of representation of the error. Representation of error is done by two methods. If it is in the form, this is nothing but mean absolute error, you think what it is? It almost reflects the least count of the instrument. And percentage, if they ask, this arithmetic mean of absolute error, mean absolute error divided by arithmetic mean, or error by true value. Error by true value. Error by true value into 100 gives you the percentage error. This is a mean absolute error is nothing but error. Maximum possible error. We say it is as a maximum possible error. Maximum possible error divided by true value. True value is nothing but arithmetic mean. Multiplied by 100 is the percentage error we see. So I think you are followed here. These three. What is least count, accuracy and precision. And I taken types of errors. Percentage representation of errors is of two types. What is mean absolute error is true value is nothing but average of the number of trials you have taken. That error you can find out from that. Average of the errors committed in the measurement. That is called mean absolute error. This mean absolute error is nothing but the maximum possible error that we commit. It is equal to almost in all cases least count. That divided by true value gives relative or fractional error. Multiplying by 100 gives you the percentage error. Percentage error. So I think you are understood here. With one example I explain and conclude here. So example I will take in the next video because the time is high. Just I conclude what we did today. Most importantly, basic knowledge is necessary here. What is least count? Minimum magnitude measurable by an instrument. Accuracy is how close the measured value with a true value. Precision means what resolution or what limit the measurements are done. It is directly related to the least count of the instrument. Suppose if you are measuring length, you are using different instruments. The instrument having minimum least count is having high precision. Higher least count has low precision. Precision depends on the instrument value's least count, resolution of the instrument. And second, accuracy depends on how close the value is measured in a measuring a physical quantity. If the value is very close to true value, we say more accurate the value is. You come to know the three types of errors I explained. Two types, systematic error and random error, known cause and unknown cause. No regularity in presentation, maybe in size or magnitude or sign they vary. No regularity. But here regularity in size and sign. If it is coming positive in all trials, it is coming positive with same magnitude. Or negative means it is negative with same magnitude. Maybe instrumental error, maybe half knowledge of the experimental skill, or maybe half knowledge of the formula, or formula may be wrong, or substitution level we may be having errors, not knowing correctly we do commit errors. So those can be understood by experts and minimized. And even we must be very cautious and our mind should be within the experimental work, not our mind should work outside that. Personal bias has to be minimized as possible. So this can minimize this. Four different sources of errors: instrumental error, half knowledge of the experimental skill, or there may be lack of accuracy of the formula or lack of accuracy in using the formula. And fourth one is personal bias, the personal errors. Random errors are coming with unpredictable sources. We cannot know from where it comes, but it appears. How to minimize that is, lastly I explained you. Taking the number of trials, getting average and get the mean value. That is called most possible error that we determined as mean absolute error. And representation, I told you one example particularly 1.5 plus or minus 0.04. What this represents is nothing but maximum possible error or mean absolute error. Maximum possible error or mean absolute error, or it is almost equal to least count of the instrument. Another way of representing the error is in percentage. It is the mean percentage error. Mean maximum possible error, no, it is mean percentage error. Mean percentage error. So with this I conclude today. Let us see one example on this and let us go to the other part of this. Thank you.